Thank you very much. Attention all stations. This is Victor Alpha 3 Charlie Juliet Zulu opening the Amateur Radio Exchange Group, AREG, for Wednesday, February 12th, 2025. My name is Chuck and my station is located in Hamilton, Ontario. This net is on every Wednesday starting at 8 p.m. and ending around 2 p.m. local time here on 146.430 megahertz. And since this is a simplex net, not everyone will be able to hear everyone else. And so I also stream the net on YouTube. So people who tune in will be able to hear stations that they cannot hear on their radio, hear how their audio sounds on the air, and see their signal strength, as well as see my station layout. Just type my call into the YouTube search box, again, VA3CJZ, and look for me live. Or you can find us under the title AREG Week 1639. And finally, I ask that you please leave at least a 1 second delay between transmissions to allow others to break in. Now, before I take check-ins, I'd like to ask everyone a question. And that is, if you had the choice of any car that you'd get for free, wouldn't cost you anything, what is the car that you would pick to have? Doesn't matter if it's this year or last year or, 50, 70 years ago. What's the car of your choice? Mine is the 1969 Dodge Charger, RT, of course. And so that's my question of the night. Oh, and by the way, my wife's choice would be a 67 Volkswagen Beetle. That would be her car of choice. All right, with that, let's start by taking check-ins. Please come now.
83 Bravo Kilowatt.
It's NFL there, Chuck. Just to check in, no traffic. You're coming in and out still. I'll leave it at that.
Okay, I heard Bravo Kilowatt, and I heard NFL, Al, and was there someone that doubled with Rick at the beginning there?
Victor Echo 3, Lima Bravo, India.
All right, Lima Bravo India, gotcha. Let's go to Rick, VE3BK.
Well, hello, Chuck. I thought I'd try and get in here first because I did that last week, and I guess we had somebody else come in that was time sensitive. Although it really wasn't time sensitive, I don't think. But anyway, I wonder how the other Rick's doing. I heard he was sick there, so the Rick that usually checks in, no?
Yes, very good. Thanks for the question, Rick. Actually, downtown Rick, VA3AXJ is at home, and he called me on this frequency earlier today. Know that he's feeling a lot better, and that he would try to join us tonight. So he may have fallen asleep. We'll wait for him. We've got 2 hours to go, but he's sounding much better.
Well, that's good. Okay, I'll tell you, I was talking to Rick a little while ago, but he's got something on the go. And I was going to get him to check in here tonight, but he's got some meeting he had to go to. So anyway, so he couldn't do it today. But anyway, he's had operations on his eye, and his one eye isn't doing that great. But anyway, we'll talk to him again on Friday probably. He said he would talk to me later. But anyway, we'll see. The snow has started. Oh yeah, it looks like winter out there again. And I came in here to the radio, and my dog barked at me because I didn't play with him. Anyway, yeah, he's spoiled. One spoiled pooch, I'm telling you. Anyway, and that was the question I was going to ask you the other day, and I forgot, was did you ever get another dog there, over?
Well, to answer your question, Rick, not yet. I'm still looking. Um, not very hard, mind you, but I'm still looking to get another pooch. So yeah. So what's your answer to my question for everyone tonight? There, what's your favorite car you would have?
I didn't know that you were going to do old cars. So, okay, I would say that a Firebird, about a 1968 Firebird.
That's the SS version, is it not?
Yep, Roger on that. Yep, they were one hot car.
Oh yeah, yeah. I had a Firebird. It was a Formula, and I think it was an '89. Can't remember now. Anyways, Rick, thanks for checking in, sir. We'll get back to you in a little bit. If you have anything else to add there, please go ahead.
Oh, nothing else. The only thing, my first reaction was, this friend of mine has a Toyota, brand new. Bought it brand new. She came into some money, so boy, oh boy, I like that vehicle. It's got lots of toys on it. She said it was the plain model. So my first reaction was, oh, he wants current cars. And so I was thinking of a brand new Toyota. But now, seeing that you mentioned the old ones, I like that better. Anyway, I got one comment here. I tuned in on YouTube, and you were talking already. And right on this frequency, there was nothing. And then you started a little later. So I don't know. Do you warm up with that? Because on YouTube you were coming out and you made your announcement pretty much the same as I heard on the radio just a few minutes ago there. Over.
Were you saying there was a delay with the audio coming on board on the YouTube stream there, Rick?
No, it was the opposite. YouTube was working, but nothing on the radio. So I was going to get up on the radio and say, hey, you're not coming out on the radio. But next thing I know, it's coming out.
All right. Well, I'll make sure and put my foot down firmly on this foot switch there. Hi. Okay, Rick, thanks a bunch. And I think I heard Rick in there earlier coming in underneath you there. Was that VA3 AXJ?
VHB, AXJ, we're here. Yeah, I heard the same thing there, Rick. Chuck had no audio. I thought it was my radio, but yeah, I never got your introduction there. Everything was just no volume, no audio at all.
Oh, yeah? For how long?
Oh, I don't know, a couple of minutes anyhow, at least.
Okay. Well, as long as everything's working now, that's all that matters. But yeah, I have a bunch of sound cards here on the go, external sound cards going into the computer and all that. So sometimes there's a glitch, but it appears we're over that for now. So, all right, Rick, just hold on there. Let me say hello to Larry, and then I'll work down the list there and get back to you. VE3LBI, Larry, come on in.
Did you pick up Al, VA3 NFL?
Yeah, he's after you.
Oh, I thought he was short time in there. If you want to pick him up first, that's all.
All right. I think Al was also mentioning he was having a hard time hearing me in the beginning. And so VA3 NFL, how do you reading me now, Al?
I got you, Chuck. You're in the mud, but I got you.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, you're coming in here about an S6, so yeah, you're sounding good.
Yeah, just listening along. Yeah, favorite vehicle, I think that was your question or something. My favorite vehicle is the one I own. That's what I'm paid for. No more payment.
All right. Well, that's a good answer. I expected a couple of people might come up with that answer, but this was one of those. If money was no object and you got to pick one vehicle, car or truck, I thought that'd be an interesting question.
Yeah. All right, Doc. I'll turn it back to Ned. I didn't hear Rick. I didn't hear the other fella. When Larry came in, I heard him, and he's gone, so I don't hear him no more. But I'm just listening along for a bit. BA through NFL.
Okay, very good, Al. Well, thanks for checking in. Much appreciated, sir. So let's move over to Larry now, VE3 LBI. Larry.
Yep, thanks, Chuck, for doing it. Just I wasn't going to bother going to the other meeting tonight, so I thought, well, I'd check in a little bit earlier. Favorite car? Well, probably the best little car I ever had. I still love the little thing. It was a 1972 Volkswagen.
Yes. We've had a couple growing up. Our family had two. We had the Beetle. Actually, we had a couple of the Beetles in the late 60s, early 70s. And then in the mid 70s, I think we had a diesel one. I think it was a Rabbit. Wasn't too, I don't know. I wasn't too impressed with the Rabbit, but that was back when they first came out with the diesel cars. And, the old man wanted to save some on gas, I guess. And, yeah, but the Beetle was cool.
Oh, yeah, the first one I had was the 1957. A 62. Oh, sorry, it was a 58. Then I bought I think it was 62. Then I bought the 72. I think I had another one in Peter somewhere, but I don't remember what it was.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Right. Okay, Larry. So 72 Beetle for you then.
Yep, absolutely. I think your it was called a Turtle. The Beetle.
Yeah, I don't remember. I'm pretty sure it was a rat, but anyways, that's okay. All right, Larry. Well, thanks for coming in, sir. It doesn't look like we're going to get that big storm they're talking about. I was looking at the radar map, and we're not going to get it. It's just going over us.
Hopefully it does. I'm kidding about the Rabbit. Remember back then they were a diesel. They were very sluggish. That's why I called it a Turtle.
Oh, you made it funny. Oh, well, hang on. There we go. Okay, Larry, thanks.
All right, no problem. All right, whoever's behind there, Jack, I'll listen along.
All right. So let's see now. Next would be Rick, AXJ, VA3, AXJ. Come on in, Rick.
Yeah, good evening there, Chuck. My car was a 1968 Road Runner 427 ME 4-speed. Nice car. Nice.
Oh, yeah. I remember the old Chrysler Newports. I had a 67 Dodge Polara. Man, that was a boat. And I could lay down in the back seat in there, full length, not crouched or anything. And, the trunk, you could fit bodies in there.
Oh, yeah. I didn't have it for too long, though. I smashed it up. Going up to Jolly Cut. I horseshoed it. I cried that night. But, yeah, it was a nice boat.
Ah, yeah, right on. Okay, Rick. Well, thanks for checking in. You're going to stick around with us for the rest of the net?
Yeah, I'm going to hang in there as long as I can. I haven't took the night shift yet, but I will be shortly. We'll see what happens. Back to you.
All right, very good then. Okay, so that's the end of my list. Let's start another one. Let's see who else would like to check in with us here on the weekly amateur radio exchange group. This is VA3 CJ. My name is Chuck.
Echo 3, Juliet Charlie.
VA3 NCA.
All right, got two stations there. ZJC and November Charlie Alpha. Jason, come on in.
Yeah, good evening, Chuck and everybody else on frequency. Just hunkered down in the basement here on the crossband, trying to clear up some of that coax issues I had in the vehicle and getting ready to watch the hockey game. And ask you a question, my friend. Do I have to pick just one car?
Oh, you got two favorite ones?
Yeah, QSL. If I got the option for two, one would be a 71 Challenger, obviously in a bright orange paint scheme. My second one would be a early 80s Grand National.
Ah, yes. Two popular vehicles. Absolutely. And the Challenger sure made a comeback when they came out with the new Charger and what was it, the Viper, I think?
Yep, and I had actually when I was out west last summer, I had a 2023 Dodge Challenger as the rental car, and I had an absolute blast driving that down the Pacific Coast Highway along the beach lines and through the redwoods. It was I would take one from today too, but my first go-to would be one from 71.
Absolutely. Yep. The last 2 years of the 60s and the first 2 years of the 70s had some great Mopar vehicles there. All right. Thanks, Jason, and appreciate your check-in. Tomorrow, are you working at the office or at home?
I'll be preemptive snow day, I'm sure. My carpool person has already said she's working from home, and the missus and I have no actual need to be there, so we'll probably just stay home.
All right. Very good. Okay, then. Well, hopefully it flies right over us. It doesn't look like we're going to get all that snow, but we'll probably get that rain. But we'll have to wait and see overnight, I guess. But for now, we just got a dusting where I am by the Center Mall here in East Hamilton. Just enough, a couple of centimeters, really. But it was coming in hard from the east, I'll tell you, right off the lake there. So let's hope for the best. All right, Jason, thanks for your check-in, sir. Anything else?
Nope, nothing else for me. I'll be following along on the handy-talkie here, and I'll send it back to you and pass it over to Wade.
All right, so let's do the pass. Oh, yeah, that's right. Super Bowl this weekend. Daytona 500. Yeah, so last weekend was the Daytona 500. I'm sorry, the Super Bowl, and the week after is the Daytona. I didn't watch the football, but I'm thinking I might watch it. If it's at the Daytona. I usually watch that one. All right. Okay. Well, thanks, Jason, and let's pick up Wade, VA3 NCA.
VA3 CJZ, VA3 NCA. Good evening, Chuck, and good evening, everybody else on net tonight. Yeah, it's snowy. It's a little snowy. Maybe not as what people were worried about, but we'll see, I guess. We did close the university at 4 today, ahead of the storm. They're holding the decision open tomorrow until closer to the time. So I guess that'll dictate. I was supposed to be actually on campus. I think there's enough snow that either way I'll work from home tomorrow instead of going in. I was originally going to be on campus, but I think there's enough snow that it's more effective for me to work from home tomorrow. So I think I'll give that a shot. But I guess we'll have to wait until the morning to find out what they actually say, whether or not there's work to be done. Yeah. Anyways, everybody be careful out there shoveling. There is still, even though it's not as much as they maybe thought, there's still enough that it's going to be strenuous. So be careful out there. And yeah, I just listen along. Back to you there, Chuck.
Yeah, any activity is strenuous activity for me. All right, Wade, what was your favorite car?
Oh right, yeah. Sorry, I didn't cover that. Well, I think I'm probably in the minority here. I don't really have any strong feelings about cars except for the one I've got. I'm annoyed by having to keep it running. Now it's over 10 years old, so maybe that's on me. Maybe it's time to replace it. But I guess it just is a source of trouble for me that I'd rather not have. So I don't know, but what I would do, and this would not be a daily driver, this wouldn't be anything that's practical, but sometimes I daydream about picking up some form of a van style thing, maybe an old ambulance, and turning it into a mobile shack. So something that has, a place to pull a cot and a desk for radio operations, and maybe some place to stick a mast outside, and you could maybe do kind of like what AREG does, and go driving around park to park in something well appointed for radio and staying over. So sometimes look at old ambulances on GovDeal's website, but that's not a practical daily driver for sure. Back to you.
Okay. Well, what would be good too is like a UPS style truck. Lots of room in the back there to set up equipment and to stand or sit comfortably, and there's plenty of room. Or an old milk truck. Milk trucks and delivery trucks they're similar, but yeah, that would do it. Okay, Wade. Well, thanks for that, and we'll get back to you in a little bit. And so, with that, let's go over to the YouTube stream. For those of you just tuning in, I do stream the net on YouTube. Just punch in my call, VA3CJZ, into the search, and you can find us there under the title AREG Week 1639. And with that, Noel has joined us, and he said that Jason stole his Grand National answer. And so he went with a 1987 Buick Regal Grand National GNX. I don't know if I've ever seen a GNX before. That's cool. All right. So let's say hello, Wade. Actually joined us on YouTube. Noel, VE3KDT, and Mark has joined us, VA3 Mike Hotel Victor, and also Wayne B, VA3 Fox Mike Bravo. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining me. And so with that, let's do another call out and see who else would like to check in with us on the weekly AREG. Please come now.
Victor Alpha 3, Bravo Tango.
Victor Echo 3, Romeo Whiskey Juliet.
VA3 Whiskey Papa Golf.
VA3 IMW.
All right, I got them all. Bravo Tango, Romeo Whiskey Juliet, Whiskey Papa Golf, and India Mike Whiskey. Let's say hello to Albert, VA3 Bravo Tango.
Hey, good evening, Chuck, and everybody on frequency. Yeah, so it looks like, I guess we're going to get a little bit of snow this evening, but nothing too crazy, I guess. We'll see in the morning, though, because I got to get up at 4. They're calling for some rain, so it's going to be a little tricky out there. We'll see how that goes. We'll play that one out by ear. But other than that, just a general check-in in my favorite car. I don't really have a favorite car. If I had to choose one, I think I'd want to drive the General Lee. But otherwise, I'm a truck guy, so let's go. Let's take it from there. Anyways, we'll hand it back over to you there, Chuck. VA3B2.
All right, there you go. Well, you can take the Dixie horn out of the General Lee and slap it in your truck, and yeah.
Yeah, probably get a lot of pissed off people with that horn going off in the truck.
Yeah, no doubt. Okay, Albert. Well, good luck in the morning. They're saying the rain and that's supposed to be coming in the morning, so I guess we'll have to wait and see. But good luck. All right, so with that, let's move over to Chris, VE3RWJ.
Hey, Chuck, thanks for doing the net. Thanks for checking into the Burlington net earlier and listening along on the stream here. Cool sound effects. I'm gonna have to up my game here. I'm running net from the computer as well, so I'll have to pull up audio. There we go. Favorite car? I'm always a passenger. You really don't want driving. So my two questions are always, does it have a comfortable back seat and a good stereo? But I'm waiting for driverless cars. I live long enough to actually see that happen. And for people to actually trust them, I think that's the hard part. And hopefully Elon Musk will not be involved by that point. I can't say I trust that guy. Back to you, V3RW.
Oh, yeah. I saw an end of the movie recently. I can't remember the name now. And they had all these self-driving vehicles all started on their own, and they were heading down the road, and they were all crashing into one another. It makes you think, you know, makes you think if something happens, there's a glitch in the system, or, you know, uh, Skynet is over. So, yeah, very interesting to see when the large majority of vehicles will be self-driven there. So hopefully it won't be too far away. And as far as sound effect, I've got a love sound card. I think it's the V9. It got 3 buttons on there I really like, and the clap, the applause, the laugh, and then the cheer. And so we'll give you a Chris. How does it sound?
Sounds pretty good. The clap. No, I don't want the clap. Sorry, I had to.
I don't blame you. I wouldn't want it either. Okay, Chris. Well, very good. Thanks for joining us. And what's your favorite car?
Oh, I don't have one. Whatever one someone else is driving.
Oh, you mean you've never driven a car in a big open lot?
Actually, no. Drove a snowmobile for a short distance. Drove across a lake, but have not driven a car. I know, that's weird.
Yeah. I remember on Sundays, winter, we used to go to shopping because they closed Sundays, and we practiced doing donuts in the snow there. It was fun.
Yeah, that would be that's the place to do it. Well, hey, if anyone wants to volunteer, that would be fun. I'll know when to hit the brakes when the spring starts.
Well, there you go. When you said you can get into a self-driving car, and people will think you're driving.
Yeah.
All right, very good, Chris. All right, thanks. You're a good sport. Okay, so with that, let's move over to the next person in line, and that's Chris, Victor Alpha 3, Whiskey Papa Golf.
Yeah, good evening, everybody. VH3 WPG. Just dropping in a check-in. I guess I know the question's coming my way, so I guess the answer is a two-part answer. Number one is a Peterbilt 379 truck with an extended sleeper, so it could hold radio stations, and the extended sleeper would have lots of room on the top for antennas. Along with that would be on the side mount of the truck, a mounting rack for a motorcycle, and the motorcycle on the side of the truck would be a big inch motorcycle, a kit bike where you order a kit from the manufacturer and you build it yourself. I'm pretty sure we're all familiar with kit vehicles.
Okay. Well, that was a elaborate answer. Now, I don't know about putting a bike on the side. You would normally, I saw one guy who had a special rack built for his motorcycle, and it fit right behind the sleeper or in between the fifth wheel and the sleeper. And he had so that he could, raise it and lower it without spilling the bike over. And it was pretty neat. There's a lot of people out there that know how to build, and they own motorcycles, and they come up with some pretty neat stuff. But thanks, Peterbilt, eh? Yeah, they're nice trucks. That's Optimus Prime. Oh yeah, don't forget everyone. The new Marvel movie, Captain America, comes out this Friday. That has a Red Hulk in there. So I'm interested to see how that worked out. Anyhow, Chris, do you have anything else for it?
No, just to say there are some out there that have it on the sides, but there's all kinds of weird configurations of the motorcycle mount. But as I said, an extended cab, so there really wouldn't be, or an extended sleeve, so there wouldn't really be any room on the side. But this is all wishful thinking anyway, unless win that 649 one day. But we'll be listening along to Net VA3 WPG.
All right, very good, Chris. Thanks for your check-in. And Rick, VE3BK, I hope you're looking at the YouTube stream there. I'm picking up some QSL cards that you asked for last week. And I'll be cycling through several different screens with QSL cards. Oh, I even got, remember VE3 XX, I think it was, the other night. I checked into your net. I just pulled up his property there with a couple of towers on there. That looks pretty nice. But anyways, let's go back to the list here and bring in Mac, VA3 IMW.
Good evening, Chuck, and everybody else on net. VA3IMW is with you, and grateful for Mother Nature's grace. Strangely enough, I would say the trip home today was less stressful than a normal, regular day on the highway. Traffic was much lighter. Sounds like a lot of people either opted to not go to work or work from home or leave early or whatever the case may be. So traffic was significantly lighter. I'm trusting that crews will be doing an adequate job on snow clearing, and the trip up the road will be easy tomorrow. I actually did pack a contingency bag this morning, and I threw it in the truck, so just in case I had to decide to bunk over up in Guelph, I would have been prepared. But no, when I looked at the weather map, it was very apparent that things were not going to be as bad as the foreboding forecast that we saw. Anyways, home here safe and sound, and didn't really take that much longer to get home. As far as your question of the day, oh my goodness, yeah, there's no way you can choose just one. I got to tell you the strange thing that first love was the '69 Chev half-ton pickup with the 3 on the tree. It was just a fun vehicle, but I got to say, of the other vehicles I've owned and operated from time to time, if I had to choose anything just for fun and games, I'd go back to a 67 or 68 Malibu Ragtop, 327. Yeah, it's all that and a little bit more. The feeling of the breeze blowing through your. Oh, I had hair then too. Anyways, lots of good vehicles I had back in the 70s, and certainly be nice to have that to experience. Not to shortchange any of the other vehicles that come along and different. Well, it's just an MGB, kind of fun riding low to the ground, and it's not really powerful, but a fun vehicle nonetheless. Hey, I mean, I would say I would take that over a Volkswagen Beetle. Hi, Larry. But yeah, that's about it out of me now. Thanks for doing this one, Chuck. Certainly appreciate it.
All right, very good, Mac. So the MGB, that's the Roadster, right?
Yes, sir. Yep, the MGB. It's got the low slowers, and yeah, that's it's a fun vehicle to drive. You feel like you could just dribble your hand over the door and scrape your nails down the road.
Oh, yeah. If I'm not mistaken, at the beginning of the TV show, Get Smart, he gets out of one of those cars, I believe, before he heads into the building and into the telephone booth. Do you remember that?
I do remember a little car. I'm not sure whether it was an MG or something similar, but yeah, I remember the scene.
Okay, that just stuck in my head there, so thought I'd throw that out there. Good choices. All right, Mac. Well, I'm glad everything went well. Traveling wise as well. It's a smooth ride home, and tomorrow morning might be another story. But hey, I'm going to take it as it comes and deal with it. We're Canadian. I just would have loved to have been down south in Florida when all that snow came down. I would have howled. Mind you, if I was on vacation and paying money to be down, I would be upset. But I used to winter down there when I was working. So, yeah. I used to call my friends on Christmas Day and New Year's, sitting by the pool. So, yeah. Okay, Mac, anything else?
Actually, you bring up an interesting point. Thinking to myself as I was driving home, I was thinking, yes, this winter, that's a 6-letter word, and so is Canada. So, yeah, we are Canadian, so that's part of what we do.
Absolutely. Okay, Mac, thanks. All right. Well, I think that brings me to the bottom of the list. Let's see if we can extend it. And if there's anyone else out there wishing to check in with us, this is the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. And we are at week 1,639 weeks that AREG has been on the air, and I'm looking for your check-in.
Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Delta Victor, is Cal from Stony Creek.
Reject the E-Triple-I.
Okay, I got Cal in there and a recheck. Go ahead, Larry.
Just a quick one. By the way, everybody, February 15th is what they call Flag Day. So anybody that got a Canadian flag, they want to put it out, kind of, to do what's going on down in the States. So again, that's February the 15th, which is Saturday. If you got a Canadian flag, pick it out so everybody can see it.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm just reading some of the YouTube comments there. I am getting some choppiness on my end here. I don't know what's doing that. but unfortunately, it's not too bad. So we'll continue on, as opposed to having to start all over again and restart YouTube. So we'll just keep going there, folks. Thank you for pointing that out. It's not on your end, it's on my end. So no worries. No need to restart your routers. But yeah, I haven't done anything different over here. So I don't know. All right, then. Larry, anything else?
Nope. The only other thing I was going to mention is that 72 Volkswagen is kind of funny. We put a buddy of mine had a Roadrunner, and we put a red Roadrunner horn in it. It was a classic.
Oh, me.
Yep, right out of a Roadrunner. I still got it. This canine Roadrunner. But yeah, we put the Roadrunner horn in the Volkswagen for fun.
Oh yeah, that was another nice car. All right, Larry, very good. Thank you. So let's go over to Cal. Charlie, hang on. VA3, Charlie Delta Victor. Cal, come on in.
Hello, Chuck, everybody else on frequency. Hope everybody's doing well. And I just wanted to reinforce what Larry said about Flag Day. I think it's really important, especially with the context we find ourselves in. So encouraging everybody as well to show their Canadian flag and our pride. Thanks for doing it, Chuck, and back to you.
Absolutely. I agree 100%. One fella even hoisted up a upside down American flag, and he's Canadian. So yeah, there's all kinds of feelings of patriotism out there. So yeah, it gives us strength, being with solidarity. All right, Cal. Well, you're coming in good over here. Really good signal down by the center mall, and great audio. Do you have anything else for us? What's your favorite car?
Favorite car that I've owned or favorite car that I'd like to own?
Any car. If you had the choice to get any car for free and you got to pick it, what would it be? It does not have to be from this year or last year. It can be an older car. It could be one that's coming out in September. Any car.
So just to clarify, you're going to buy me a car for free, is that it?
Well, I didn't say I was going to be Santa Claus, but it's just a hypothetical question. Thought we'd have a little bit of fun tonight.
Yeah, I'm just joking with you, Chuck. I understood. I'm not a car guy. I never have been, as long as my car gets me from A to B. But now that you asked the question, I like those Dodge Chargers. Or hey, if we're going to do a Dodge Charger, why not do a Dodge Hellcat?
Yes, I haven't had the pleasure of even being a passenger in one, let alone drive one. That would be nice. Although my father did own two 1969 Chargers. He got tired of the color and went and got another one, different color, within a year, I think, of each other. But man, oh man, lots of lots of ponies under the hood. It was a lot of fun to watch my father road rage and pass little old ladies doing 140 miles an hour.
Yeah, that does sound like fun. And if you own one of those cars, it's hard to imagine you do the speed limit too often. So anyway, back to you, Chuck.
Okay. And on the final note, my father came home one day with a speeding ticket, and he said he tried to talk his way out of it by telling him he had just left the car wash, and he just gave it a little bit of speed to help dry the car off. But it didn't work.
Well, that's probably one of the more creative reasons I've heard. Maybe that's a good question in the future, on a future net. What's the most creative way that you've talked yourself out of a speeding ticket, or at least try to?
Well, I can pretty much guarantee that women will have more success in doing that than men do, because I do know my mom came home uh, once or twice saying she talked her way out of a ticket by smiling and batting her eyelashes. Anyways, Cal, thank you so much for checking into our net. Much appreciated. And so with that, let's see who else is out there would like to stop by and say hi. This is VA3CJZ. My name is Chuck, and I'm located in East Hamilton, looking for check-ins.
VA3DCS.
Victor Echo 3, Charlie Echo Uniform.
All right, two more fine gentlemen, DCS and Charlie Echo Uniform. Let's bring in Dave, VE3DCS.
So, good evening there, Chuck, and everyone on channel. Just in from doing the snow moving, just enough to pull it back on the driveway because the wind is swirling in circles out there.
Yes, the wind was blowing pretty good earlier. We had lake effect coming from the east quite strong, and so I'm sure somebody's got a pile of snow piled up against the house or the car or something. But for the most part, it's just enough to cover the roads over here where I am by the center mall. I actually still see the shadow of my front lawn a little bit underneath, so it's not that much. It came down, but we'll have to wait and see. And then we get a second round on Sunday.
So, right, yes, and probably from most of it, then we're going to get tonight. If it keeps blowing, well, I can't tell with it blowing around what's usually get, but yeah, I guess it's going to be our winter this week.
Yeah. I'm of the thought that once we pass Valentine's Day, we don't get much. We might get one more thing, but usually I've known that after right after Valentine's, it kind of starts to feel a bit like spring. Days are getting longer. The sunset is now at 5:45 p.m. So that's an hour later than it was a couple of months ago. So that's good. All right, Dave. Thank you so much for checking in. Anything else, sir?
No. Well, I did hear you talking about car. I'm not sure what that was about, but of the car, well, I don't know. I'm like not really a car person, but the car I really enjoyed was a 75 Malibu Classic with a 354 barrel in it. That thing really beat.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Yes, the question was, if you had the choice to have any vehicle you want, you don't have to buy it. I'm just saying, if you had the choice to have one, what vehicle would it be? And it doesn't matter, car or truck, new or old. So that's a good choice with the 354 barrel. Yep, lots of ponies under that hood.
Absolutely. All right, Chuck. You possibly, I think there was stuff there behind me, and 7:30 now. I don't know if I'll be around for the end, but I'll be trying to listen.
Okay, very thanks, Dave. Much appreciated. So let's go over to Burlington now and say hello to Tom, VE3 Charlie Echo Uniform. Tom, come on in.
Good evening, Chuck, and everybody else on the net. VA3CJZ, VE3CU. Yes, it's a very snowy evening for sure. Did one one brushing off for the cars and all that, and the back sidewalk, and we're going to do it one more time before I hit the hay. Other than that, just sit back watching TV, and then I just realized that there was a Wednesday night net, so I had to make sure that I checked in before the net cleared out. So how are you doing there, Chuck?
I'm doing great. Doing great. There's not much snow to shovel, so that makes me happy. And yeah, other than that, conditions have been up and down. Haven't really been doing too much DXing, but whenever I hear a station that I like and I want them in my log, I know tune in and try to get them. Actually, I just scored a nice little island there yesterday or today, Anguilla, which is a little island just east of the British Virgin Islands and the U.S. Virgin Islands, right at the top of the Caribbean chain there. So that was nice. I like unique DX stations there.
Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah, I've been doing a bit of monitoring during the daytime as well. I heard my 10 meters is picked up on that, but I haven't really been doing much talking on that. But yeah, other than that, not much else to do around here. I'm just gonna sit back and relax, watch some movies tonight or whatever, and just enjoy it for sure. So thanks for that, Chuck, and we'll let you go, and we'll say 73s, and you have yourself a good one. PE3 CEU.
All right, Tom, Mr. Retirement. Hey, before you go, what's if you could have any car at all, what would it be?
You know what I used to like when we were kids? I think it was a 72 or a 73, the Buick Century. Had a nice 350 motor in it. I remember my father used to pass somebody and have lots of power. Lots of room in it. It's a great station wagon.
Oh, yes, that's right. Some of those station wagons had some in there. I mean, those station wagons were heavy. I mean, the doors alone on those old vehicles, and of course, the station wagon had that big gate in the back there. That probably weighed about 150 pounds alone, just that door. Uh, so they needed a big engine, but yeah. Plus, with the wagons, you could pull trailers and that. So lots of power.
Yeah, I remember we went to Florida when I was a kid, and he used to take 4 of us kids, and there was lots of room for us. There's a couple of us. I mean, back then the seatbelts didn't really matter. A couple of us would be in the back, and then a couple others in the back seat, and then my mother and father in the front. And yeah, it sure had lots of power. And back then, you didn't have to worry about cost because gas was cheap back then.
Oh yeah, you got that right. Uh, yeah, I remember when I was a kid, me and my cousins there, we used to talk about that. We'd say, oh, when we get older, a loaf of bread's probably cost $5, and same thing for a gallon of gas. Well, guess what? We're down to liters now, but if you add it up, it's $5 a gallon.
Absolutely, yeah, for sure. So now we got to have the smaller vehicles, but unfortunately, that's all we can afford now.
Yeah, absolutely. We got a what is it? A Ford Fusion, 6-cylinder. Boy, is it ever peppy. I used to drive those in NASCAR actually a few years back. So yeah, it's a nice car. Anyways, Tom, thanks for participating and checking in. Much appreciated, sir. You enjoy the retirement, and brighter days are coming. All right, so with that, let's see who's out there would like to stop in and say hi. This is VA3, looking for check-ins.
VA3 TTF, checking in and hoping everybody's having a good night.
Peter, VA3, Papa, Foxtrot. How you doing?
Getting ready to head to work.
Oh, yeah, you're the night shift guy. You're always on nights?
No, I do rotate shift.
Oh, okay. It's just when you check in here, you're on your way into the night shift.
That's right. That's because there's never anybody on during the daytime when I'm heading in at 7 or 5 o'clock in the morning and 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yep. Sometimes lately, I know the repeaters have been pretty quiet, but yeah, I'm sure that'll change once the weather gets better. People are going to be up driving around and chit-chatting and whatnot. But I do appreciate your check-in, Peter. Hey, I got a question. We're asking everyone if they had the choice to have any vehicle whatsoever. It won't cost you nothing, but if you could have any vehicle, what would you pick?
I'd probably take a Ford.
Yeah, what year?
I wouldn't mind like a 2018 or 2019 Ford F-150 4x4.
Oh, yeah. You don't have any favorite older vehicles?
Oh, the older one. Yeah, I'd like to have a 65 Mustang, of course, but...
Okay, now we're talking. See, that's what I was looking for. And nobody really says, "Oh, I want a 2025 Silverado." We're talking about the old when the cars were cool and fast.
Yeah, I used to have a 1971 Mercury Cougar with a 351 cleaving under the hood.
Oh yeah, my cousin bought one of those off of our uncle, and he locked the keys in the ignition, and he got so mad he went into the house and got an axe, smashed the window, and then he proceeded to put the axe to the ignition where the keys were. He was so mad. My cousin had a temper. So that car got junked right away. But I remember it was a Cougar.
Anyhow, Chuck, I'm going to have to sign off on this here because I'm about to start driving.
All right, sir. You keep both hands on the wheel and be safe. And we'll talk to you again soon. Take care.
Thank you. You too. And be safe out there, everyone. The weather's not always that good.
Absolutely great advice, Peter. Thanks. Okay. Anyone else out there waiting in the wings like to stop in and say hi? This is VA3 CJZ. All righty then. So how about we start a little bit of trivia? Sounds good to me. It's 8:58 p.m. Does anyone have any announcements they'd like to make? Questions or comments? Please come now. All right, let's start with this one here. It's not a multiple choice answer, but let's see how we make out. What produces the majority of the breathable air on Earth? Does anyone know?
Trees.
Okay, I'm just pulling up the YouTube stream there to play along with whoever is answering. And the ocean is the answer that I have here. There's water in the ocean, or I mean, there's water in the oceans, yeah, but also oxygen. All right, here's an easy one. Which travels faster, sound or light?
RTG 3WPG.
Absolutely. And does anyone know how fast radio signals travel?
Speed of light.
All right, Chris, you and Wade both got it right. And Wade was actually a little bit more precise. 300,000 kilometers a second? Is that the number? Okay. I thought it was 299 something. All right, very good. All right, what mineral can you add to water to make things float easier?
Salt.
Absolutely correct there, Chris. Way to go. All right, one more fairly, well, this one's not that easy. Roughly how many miles per hour does the Earth spin? All right, no one? Wade says 1 rotation per day. And Noel, VE3 Kilo Delta Tango, got it right. It's 1,000 miles per hour. Way to go, Noel. And yes, Wade, that is correct. At the equator, slower at higher and lower latitudes. Absolutely. Okay, one more here. How many elements are currently on the periodic table? Yes, it is lots, but that's not the correct answer. It's actually 118. 118. All right, let's go to some science trivia. Here we have 101 best science trivia questions. And my first question is, at what temperature are Celsius and Fahrenheit equal? Where do they meet with the same temperature?
32.
The correct answer was minus 40 degrees. That's where they both meet, Fahrenheit and Celsius. Nice try there, Mark. But Wade and Noel got that one right. And next, let's see. Roughly how long does it take for the sun's light to reach Earth?
8 minutes.
That is absolutely correct. You and VA3NCA got that right on YouTube. Thank you. How about the 4 states of matter? Does anyone know what are the 4 states of matter?
All the liquid, gas, and something. Crap.
Plasma.
There we go. I wasn't sure if anybody was going to get that. The last one's always tricky. It is, in fact, solid, liquid, gas, and plasma.
We rock.
Very good there, Mac. All right. Well, you're going to know this next one. What is the only metal that is liquid at room temperature?
Mercury.
Yeah, what he said. Except it was all fuzzy. Yeah. Don't drink it.
All right. And who was that other party with the correct answer?
Said JC.
Very good, very good. Didn't recognize you. You're on the crossband. Okay. Okay, these ones are pretty easy. What's the largest desert on Earth?
Antarctica?
And that is correct. You and Wade got that one. Very good. How about who was the first person to travel into space?
Urine.
Oh, yes. Yuri Gagarin was a national hero, as he would have been in the U.S. or Canada as well. Any country with a first person to travel into space. Okay. Next, let's go to some metallurgy. Bronze is an alloy made of which two elements?
Brass and tin?
All right. Noel got that right. The answer is copper and tin. All right, next. What is the tallest type of grass? A lot of people are going to be surprised by this, I think.
Deer.
What is the tallest type of grass? Not the kind you smoke. That's right. Reed got it right. Once again, it is in fact bamboo. Bamboo comes from the family of grass.
I was going to say cats as a joke, but you beat me to it.
All right. Well, how many bones do sharks have?
This is too easy, Chuck. They have none. They're all cartilage.
Cartilage, yep.
All right. Well, I can't make them too hard because then people will not want to participate. All right. What is the hardest natural substance on Earth?
Diamonds. That's why Max Weber named the album that.
Well, it's Mac, but it's diamonds.
All right, very good. Wade also got that one right. What is the process of a liquid turning into a gas called?
Sublimation.
Well, the answer that I have here is evaporation. Maybe somebody can double check that one.
Yep, my mistake. A solid turning into a gas, sublimation. In evaporation, you're absolutely correct. Liquid to gas.
All right. Some of these are so easy. That's why I'm kind of taking my time here before I go to the. Oh, here it is. What is the name of the process where a substance goes directly from a solid to a gas without becoming a liquid?
Okay, insert my answer there.
Sublimation. All right. Which ends? Oh, this is tough here. No, we're not going to do that one. Well, let's try. Which enzyme is responsible for unwinding the DNA double helix during replication? I have no idea.
RNA.
It's actually called helicase. Heli case. Interesting. All right. What is the name for the amount of energy it takes to increase the temperature of 1 gram of water by 1 degree Celsius? This is a trick question.
A joule.
Yeah, Jewel.
Oh, you're a jewel, Jason. And Wade got that one right. Wade Nye, the science guy, got it right. It is a calorie. All right, here's a more. Here's an easier one. What's the name of the protein in blood that carries oxygen?
Hemoglobin, VA3WPG.
That is correct. It is the hemoglobin. All right. Oh, it's getting on here. 9:10 p.m. and I have, what is it, -3 degrees outside. It hasn't snowed in hours. I don't know about you guys, but everything's quiet over here. All right, we'll do one more and then we'll go to on this day. What is the chemical name for rust?
Iron oxide.
You're so smart. That is, in fact, the answer.
It's time for Larry to check in.
Yeah, he was like one of the first guys to check in.
Yeah, something's really upside down. Do you think the poles have flipped on the Earth?
I was wondering the same thing.
That's okay. Made you both look.
I can hardly wait to see how he wows us tomorrow night in CW class.
Oh, you're going to show up, are you?
I was there last week, actually. I was a little quiet, but you disappeared.
I know, but I couldn't hear anything or what was going on. Plus, the radio was down. I didn't have an antenna working. VG3LBI.
We're doing that. I can't hear you, Net. All right. Sorry. You.
Okay, not a problem. Not a problem. All right. So with that, I think we'll move on over to on this day in history, and if I can find it, I will read it off to you. Where is it? On this day. Oh, I don't have it pulled up. One moment, folks. I'll have to go to my file folder and bring it up. All right, here we go. We're at on this day 207, and we always start with today's famous birthdays, February 12th. And my first customer is Abraham Lincoln, born on this day in 1809 in Hardin County, Kentucky. He was the 16th U.S. president, and of course, he was assassinated in 1865. Next, we've got Charles Darwin. He was born on the exact same day in 1809. Look at that. Charles Darwin was an English naturalist who wrote The Origin of the Species. I think it was a book or journal, who conceived the theory of evolution by natural selection. He was born in Shrewsbury. I think that's England, the UK. And next we have a French car maker by the name of Louis Renault. Born on this in 1877, he was a French automobile executive who started the Renault Motor Company. Born in Paris, France. All right. I'm pretty sure everybody here knows of the TV show called Bonanza. Well, old Ben Cartwright, also known as Lorne Green, was born on this day in 1915. His real name is Lion Chaim, that's Chaim Green. Canadian actor, of course, and he was also on Battlestar Galactica. I forgot about that. He was born in Ottawa, Ontario. Died in 1987. Born on this day, 1939, Ray Manzarek, American rock organist and songwriter for The Doors. I believe it says here he wrote Light My Fire and Loved Her Madly. Born in Chicago, Illinois. He died in 2013. Sticking with music, we have Steve Hackett, born in 1950, a British progressive rock guitarist and composer for Genesis between 1971 and 77. Born in London, England. Next, born in 1952, Michael McDonald, American rock singer and keyboardist with the Doobie Brothers. What a Fool Believes was one of the songs. Born in St. Louis, Missouri. And Arsenio Hall turns 69 today. He was born in 1956. He's an American comedian, born in Cleveland. Next, celebrating his 57th birthday is Thanos. Oh, I'm sorry. Josh Brolin turns 57. He was born on this day, 1968. He's an American actor. He's been in a lot of movies. Born in Santa Monica, California. I don't know if anybody knows this, but he has a famous TV father. Uh, what was his name? James Brolin. He was on Marcus Welby, Emmy, if anybody remembers that. All right, next, born in 1973, Tara Strong, a Canadian American voice actress for the TV shows Rugrats and the Powerpuff Girls. She was born in Toronto. And finally, we have Brad Keselowski with the Daytona 500 coming up. Brad was born in 1984. He's an American auto racer with NASCAR and the Xfinity Series, NASCAR Cup Series, and born in Rochester Hills, Michigan. Well, that's it for people with birthdays today. Do we have any questions, comments, or check-ins on the weekly AREG net? Please come now. Oh, I did hear someone very faintly there. I believe I'll need a relay. Did anyone else hear that station?
Roger, Roger. That's VA3 NFG in the mobile. Come on in, Steve. Yeah, very good. Steve is halfway home from work, and he'll let us know when he's at his home QTH, and he's glad to have himself checked in. Back to you, Chuck.
All right, very good. Well, I didn't hear any of that. Conditions must be a little bit rougher on 2 meters tonight. And so normally I can hear Steve, but not tonight. Must be the conditions. Please pass along my thank yous to Steve, and we'll wait for him to come back on when he's settled in at home.
All right. I'm pretty sure, Steve, you heard Chuck, but let us know when you get there. And yeah, thanks from Net Control for your check-in. Back to you, Steve.
Okay, very good. Chuck probably email. Okay, very good. Send me know in a minute. Great episode.
There you go, sir. Back to you, Chuck.
All right, he did come in a little bit better that time, peaking at around S6, but the signal was bouncing quite a bit. So I do have my squelch turned almost all the way down. But anyways, thank you, Steve, and thanks for the relay. And with that, let's see if there's anyone else out there lurking in the shadows that would like to check in with us here on the AREG net. Please go now. Okay, nothing heard. Let's go back to our on this day in history. Where are we? We're at who died today in history. So my first customer is Jane Grey, passing away on this day in 1554. She was the Queen of England in 1553 for 9 days. And she was beheaded for treason at the age of 16. Jane Grey, 9 days. All right, passing away in 1912, we have Armauer Hansen, a Norwegian physician who was the first to identify leprosy as bacteria. In 1912, he died at the age of 70. All right. Remember hearing the terms from your parents probably going to the penny store? Well, James Cash Penny is responsible for that. He died in 1971 on this day, and he was an American department store founder of J.C. Penney, James Cash Penny, and he was 95 years old. So he was born in 1875, died in 1971. Next, passing away in the year 2000, Charles M. Schultz, American cartoonist who was responsible for Peanuts and the Gang, dies of a heart attack while battling colon cancer at the age of 77. All right, next, passing away in 2015, Gary Owens. He was an American disc jockey and TV announcer. He was the announcer on Roland Martin's Laugh-In and The Gong Show. He was also a voice actor. He dies of diabetes complications at the age of 80. That's it for famous people passing away on this day. Do we have any questions or comments or check-ins? Please come now. Okay, so that brings us to, hang on here, events are next. Today's historical events, February 12th, In 1851, Edward Hargreaves and 3 other men discovered gold at Ophir, New South Wales, beginning Australia's first gold rush. Now, that made me think of the gold rush in San Francisco. Do you know what those people were called? They were called 49ers. And no, they weren't football players. Those people were called 49ers because the gold rush started in 1849. The term 49er refers to people who participated in the California gold rush in 1849, as well as the NFL's San Francisco 49er team. 1855, Michigan State University is established. And in 1870, this is weird here, an official proclamation sets April 15th as the last day of grace for United States silver coins to circulate in Canada. Yet you can still find them here to this day. Okay, in 1877, we have the first news dispatch by telephone between Boston and Salem, Massachusetts. That's way back in 1877. Two-years later, in 1879, we've got the first artificial ice rink in North America. Guess where it was? Madison Square Garden, New York City. That's all the way back in 1879. All right, here's another weird one. In 1908, there is a New York to Paris car race via Alaska and Siberia. It begins in New York City, and a gentleman by the name of George Schuster wins after being behind the wheel for 88 days. Now, I'd like to know how they went from Alaska to Siberia by car. But nonetheless, pretty neat. Okay, and on this day in 1912, China adopts the Gregorian calendar. What's the Gregorian calendar, you say? Well, the Gregorian calendar is a calendar used in most parts of the world. It went into effect in October of 1582, which introduced it as a modification of and replacement for the Julian calendar. The principal change was to space leap years differently so as to make the average calendar year 365.2425 days long, more closely approximating the 365.2422 day or tropical or solar year that is determined by the Earth's revolution around the sun. Oh, would you look at that? My neighbor's shoveling half of my sidewalk space. Very nice. Thank you, sir. All right. Hitler receives the Iron Cross in 1915. Adolf Hitler receives the relatively common Iron Cross, second class, for bravery in World War I. All right. Check this out. In 1931, Vatican Radio begins broadcasting with the call sign Hotel Victor Juliet. What is that? Holy Vatican's Jesus? Anyways, HVJ is the Vatican's call sign. Next, we have radar demonstrated. In 1935, the first secret demonstration of radio signals detecting aircraft was by Robert Watson Watt and Arnold Wilkins at Daventry, England. You guys probably thought that was in the States, but no, that was in England. Oh yeah, I see Wade posted on the YouTube stream there. Yeah, the call sign should have been Holy, HOLY, but this is back in what is it, 1931. So yeah, who knows? Hotel Zero Lima Yankee. Oh, I wonder if that is a call sign. That's great, Wade. Look up and let me know if there is a call sign like that. All right. In 1941, we had the first injection of penicillin into a patient by British physician Charles Fletcher at Radcliffe Infirmary in Oxford, England. And then in 1945, a tornado strikes Montgomery, Alabama, with estimated Fujita scale of F3 intensity, killing 26, destroys about 100 houses, 2 warehouses, and a freight train. But hold on, there's more. On the very same day in Alabama, here, a tornado strikes near York and Livingston, Alabama, with estimated Fujita scale of F4 intensity, and that kills 11 people. In 1947, there's a daytime firebolt and meteorite seen in eastern Siberia. 1947. Also in 1947, there's a record 100.5 kilogram sailfish caught by C.W. Stewart near the Galapagos Islands. No one has caught a bigger sailfish to date. Their average length is 55 inches. That's 140 centimeters. An average mass of 70 kilograms, or 154 pounds. So generally, sailfish do not grow to more than 3 meters, which is 10 feet, just for Larry, in length, and rarely weigh over 90 kilograms or 200 pounds. And then in 1949, Team Canada beats Denmark 47-0. And yes, that was in hockey. In 1950, Albert Einstein warns against the hydrogen bomb. He'd already warned about the atomic one, but for this one, Albert Einstein warned about the destructive potential of hydrogen bombs, and he was involved in efforts to prevent the use of nuclear weapons. 12 years later, in his 1962 Nobel Peace Prize speech, Einstein drew attention to the potential for mass annihilation if hydrogen bombs were used. He said, "There does not seem to be any theoretical limit to the size of these weapons." Interesting. And then on this day in 1967, Keith Richards, Mick Jagger, and Marianne Faithfull are all busted for drugs in a raid at Keith Richards' Sussex home. I think they found a joint. I mean, it was ridiculous.
Figured Keith Richards would have a little bit more than that.
Yeah, well, if he did, they didn't find it. Anyways, they were after bands like that back then, even the Beatles. So yeah, I think the FBI had a file on John Lennon. Yeah, it's crazy. All right. Also, on the very same day in 1967, Pirate Radio Free Harlem in New York City begins transmitting. There have been quite a number of pirate radio stations over the years. Let's go to some music history now. Also, 1967, promotional films, now called music videos, for the Beatles' forthcoming single, Penny Lane and Strawberry Fields, debut on the Ed Sullivan Show in the U.S. So Ed Sullivan was the very first one to play music videos, I guess. I guess he beat out MTV. All right, in 1973 now, the first United States POWs in North Vietnam are released. 116 out of 456 are flown to the Philippines. All right, this is a cool one here. In 1981, a gentleman by the name of Pete Squires of Yonkers, New York, sets a record for running 1,575 steps up to the 86th floor of the Empire State Building in 10 minutes and 59 seconds. Wow. I wonder if he had a fridge strapped to his back. People do that. I've heard people doing that in the CN Tower. Just for comparison, I looked up the CN Tower has 1,777 steps to the first platform. So that guy did 1,575. All right, in 1982 now, Wayne Gretzky scores his 153rd point of the season, breaking the NHL record. So I had to look it up. Wayne Gretzky held 61 NHL records when he retired in 1999. Now, some of those were broken, but not all of them. He still holds records. All right, 1984 now, again with NASCAR in mind. Cale Yarborough in 1984 becomes the first Daytona 500 qualifier above 200 miles per hour. That's fast.
Roger.
I knew I'd get Tom out of the woodwork.
VE3MQ.
All right, that's coming up this Sunday, Tom. How you doing? Did you watch the qualifying?
I did. I watched practice this morning, and I just watched qualifying.
All right, very good then. Who qualified top?
Ryan Priest.
Oh yeah. Okay, interesting. I'll have to make time to watch that. That'll be a daytime race, right?
Yeah, 2:30, and tomorrow night is the duels.
Oh, okay. I might watch that then. Thanks.
7 o'clock is the first part of the duels, and the second part is 8:40 for the second part.
Okay. John, very good. Well, thanks, Tom. And how you feel?
So I'm supposed to go to the doctor tomorrow to have some of the staples removed. And while we're here, just I don't want to, do things up. How's the audio?
It's a little bit on the hot side.
Okay, well, I'm using a studio microphone right now.
Oh yeah, that must be a condenser microphone then.
It is, and I'm about away from the microphone in my chair.
Yeah, well, you sure pick up those condenser microphones. I use a dynamic one, block any background noise. So, but yeah, it's full.
Very good. That's through the issues 78.
78. Oh yeah. Okay. Very good then. Well, thanks for coming in, Tom, and giving all the NASCAR info.
Okay, another phone.
All right, Tom, number 19 on my checklist. And let's see if there's else out there waiting that would like to stop in. Hi, this is VA CJZ with Simplex Net. Please come.
Burlington. It's Tom.
Was that VA3 Tango Mike?
Roger, VA3 Tango Mike, and name is Tom, and we're in Burlington, just listening along as we're trying to figure out how to program a hotspot. So carry on, gentlemen. Very interesting, and nice to hear so many around. The snow is blowing pretty hard here, and we can't see across the bay right now, so you never know, although I don't think it'll end up as bad as the forecasters say. And back to you.
We got hail right now.
Yeah, yep. Tom, I think it's blown right over us, and it's more north and heading east now. And so we're not going to get the big dump they said we would, but we're going to get some rain, probably freezing rain. And like Tom said, it's what is it, Tom? Freezing drizzle?
Yeah, we got hail right now.
Oh, hail. There you go. All right then, Tom, you got a great signal coming into my station here near the Center Mall, below the escarpment, just east of downtown. Thanks for your check-in, Tom. Much appreciated, sir. Good luck with your hotspot. There we go. Thank you. All right. Is there anyone else out there who would like to stop by and say hi? This is VA3 CJZ.
Can I just make a call there for a sec, Chuck?
Absolutely, Tom. Go right ahead.
Are you on here, Walt? V3 Hotel Foxtrot Echo?
FHE, but yeah, I haven't seen him, heard him.
How about Rick?
VE3BK, Rick, you still there listening?
Oh, Roger, and that mic is really hot there, Tom.
Yeah, can you meet me over at 147420?
Okay.
Chuck.
All right, no worries. One more call out. Are there any last minute check-ins for tonight's amateur radio exchange group? This is Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu, Chuck in Hamilton.
VA3 NC back in the home plane there, Chuck.
All right, Steve, great that you made it home safe and sound. Thanks for letting us know.
Yeah, Roger that. I have the day off tomorrow, so I really don't care what it does. But on my way home there, it was pretty good coming off the way and coming down Wentworth to my driveway. So it's blowing around up here.
Yeah, it's blowing down here as well, so I imagine it's a little bit worse up the hill than down here, but very good then. Hey, Steve, I got a question that I asked everyone tonight. I forgot to ask Tom, but that's okay. Your favorite car, all-time favorite car, if you could Pick one car. Doesn't matter how old or new it is. What would that car be?
That would be a 71 Dodge Super B.
Oh yeah, the Super B. They were hot looking cars too. Lots of ponies under the hood. Oh, very good.
Yeah, roger that. Canary yellow would be a good, cool color. I'd have that painted. Maybe black pinstripe down the side.
Yeah, with the B on it. Actually, one of my neighbors, when I was actually around 10 years old, had one um, down the street from us. We had a '69 Charger, and this guy had the Super B, and it was yellow too. I do believe.
Yeah, roger that. Nice looking car. Oh, and it's got to have the air induction on the hood.
Oh yeah, the old scoop.
Yeah, roger that. Yeah, if I could find an old one somewhere for a couple grand, it'd be worth picking up.
Oh yeah, and a garage. Don't forget, we live in Canada. You'd need a garage.
Yeah, roger that. Yeah, for sure. I've often thought about building one here, but that would be a good reason to build a garage. If someone dropped one of those cars on my lap, I think I'd be putting in a garage.
Yep, absolutely. Or rent space. I know my dad owned two vehicles, and there was only one parking space in his apartment building parking lot. He could get only one spot. He had to rent space in a nearby apartment building parking lot. I'm guessing it was the same people that owned both buildings. But, yeah, garage. That's the one thing we've never gotten. I've never owned or lived in a house that had a garage. My, things that I would have liked to have.
Yeah, for sure. I'm going to put a garage half size with back behind me, and then have it connect to the house. From the house right to the garage with it. But actually going outside. That's what I need. And then my shop would have been outside.
Yes, we did have a nice shed at the house I lived at, and I had an extension cord in there, and had a little TV, had a heater. So yeah, and some lights. Yeah, it was nice just to get away from the house.
Oh yeah, easier to run the cables right to the deck that way. Then you can sit on the deck and behind POTA in the sun.
There you go. Oh, I hear you're happy there. Okay, Steve. Well, thanks for checking in, sir. Much appreciated. And do you have anything for us?
No, sir. That will be it. My dog, he's throwing because he's up a big fuss because I won't pick him up and put him on the couch. He forgets to get up there. I'm not sure which one, but he's whining. All right, Chuck, thank you for picking me up, buddy. I should continue on with it there. See who else you grab. 7,000, everybody, and we'll try to use probably the 8.
Okay, Steve. Thanks again. Take care. Right. Anyone else wishing to check with us here on the week the AREG net, please come now. All right, so let's go and finish off on this day. All right, where were we? Yes, Groundhog Day. We just passed Groundhog Day, but on this day in 1993, the comedy film Groundhog Day opens across the U.S., starring Bill Murray and Andy McDowell, directed by none other than Harold Ramis, one of the Ghostbusters. That movie I thought was okay to watch once, but the repetitive nature of the movie made me not want to watch it again. So it was just one of those movies where once was enough, and it was all right. All right, let's jump to 1997 now. And Fred Goldman says he will settle for a signed murder confession from O.J. Simpson in lieu of the $20.5 million judgment. Now, O.J. Simpson was found not guilty in the murder of his wife and Ron Goldman, but was found guilty in a civil suit. Also, get this, Simpson did write a book called If I Did It, Confessions of the Killer, which was based on discussions with him. In the book, Simpson hypothetically described the murders. The book was originally scheduled for release in 2006, but its production was canceled after it leaked. The Goldman family later secured the rights to publish the book. All right, let's jump to computers now. In 1998, Intel unveils its first graphics chip, the i740. Now, graphics chips have come a long way. They're uh, big business nowadays. So, yeah, I actually looked up the new graphics chip there. Anyways, let's jump 1 year ahead to 1999. And back in 1999, scientists warn about harmful impacts on health from genetically modified food, GMOs. All right, in 2002, United States Secretary of Energy makes the decision that Yucca Mountain is suitable to be the United States nuclear waste repository. And just so you know, Yucca Mountain is located 100 kilometers or 60 miles northwest of Las Vegas. That's too close for comfort, if you ask me. The DOE, the Department of Energy, estimates that it has over 100 million gallons of highly radioactive waste and 2,500 metric tons of spent fuel from production of nuclear weapons and from research activities in temporary storage. Ouch. And speaking of snowstorms, on this day in 2006, a powerful winter storm blankets the northeastern United States, dumping 1 to 2 feet of snow from Washington, D.C. to Boston. The storm dumped a record 26.9 inches of snow in New York City. Going back to Intel now, in 2014, Intel entrepreneur and co-founder of the X Prize Foundation, Peter Diamandis, claims that 50% of U.S. jobs are under threat of being mechanized within 10 years. So that was back in 2014. And if you look now, you'll see a lot of places, specifically Amazon, uses robots instead of people for packaging their goods and shipping them and everything else. So that was interesting. And in 2016, on this day, Marvel superhero film Deadpool, starring Ryan Reynolds, is released. Love that movie. All right, in 2019, Mexican drug lord Joaquin El Chapo Guzman found guilty of all 10 federal crimes against him in New York after 200 hours of testimony. I've got two more stories in 2019. NASA data shows the world has got greener. 5% more leaf year since early 2000s, mostly due to tree planting in China and intensive farming in India. Who knew? And finally, my last 2019 stories is rare black panthers are spotted for the first time in nearly 100 years in Kenya. And finally, in 2024, last year, on this day, the oldest known 11,000-year-old Stone Age megastructure used for hunting is revealed submerged in Bay of Mecklenburg off the German coast. So there you go. People have been around a lot longer than they say. All right. And with that, I hope you found that as interesting as I did in researching everything and repeating it back to you folks. With that, are there any comments, questions, or check-ins? Any last-minute check-ins, please come now.
Our snow has returned.
Oh, yeah. I don't see it here, but nonetheless, the wife just came home from work early. That's nice to hear. And she's given our walkway a quick little shovel there. Very good. Good night, Albert. Thanks. I know it's getting late. We're running a little bit late here, but I see Albert is saying 7-3 on the YouTube stream. Thank you, Albert, VA3, Bravo Tango. And so if there aren't any more comments or check-ins, we'll go to the last round, 7-3 round. And Rick, I don't know if you're back yet, but you're the first one, VE3BK.
Yeah, okay. 73 to everybody. Yeah, it's still hot, Tom. 73 to everyone, and I enjoyed looking at those QSL cards. Some of them QSL cards are Chuck. Boy, oh boy, there's some real antenna farms out there. Boy, oh boy, they look pretty nice. And I'd say that those guys that you work there with a big antenna farm like that, probably their antennas were doing all the work. Anyway, okay, it was interesting. 73 for now. Everybody on frequency there and back to you. Check there. Good job, VA3CJZ, V3BK.
All right, Rick, thank you very much, sir. And we'll talk to you again soon. Let's go to Larry now for the last call, VE3LBI.
Yep, been listening along. Thanks for doing it. Appreciate it. And I guess tomorrow is Thursday, so it'll be on the Simplex side for Net. All right, anyways, very good. Thanks again. VE3LBI, clear.
Absolutely, Larry. Thanks for reminding us. Tomorrow is the fourth day for the Lake Ontario Radio Club, and that will be on the Simplex frequency of 446.125 at 7 p.m. Thank you, Larry. How about Al, VA3NFL? You still around? How about Downtown Rick, VA3AXJ.
Go ahead, Jeff.
Yeah, time to say goodnight there, Rick. Hope you enjoyed the net.
Yeah. Always enjoy the net. Always enjoy it. I just so happened to key up and wait there when you said it. Oh, I wouldn't have tired of time to go to sleep. So thanks for doing it. 7 threes. BA3 AXJ. So 10-7, I guess. 7 3 all and QT.
All right, Rick, you're sounding a little tuckered out there, but very good. Thanks for sticking around, Rick. Always a pleasure. I'm glad you enjoyed the net. And so we'll catch you whenever you get up again. I'm usually listening. Usually. You take care, my friend. Next, let's see if Jason is still around. VE3's JC.
Yep, still here. Good night, Chuck. Appreciate you running 7-3s to you and everybody else on frequency. VE3 JC back to.
All right, very good, Jason. Thanks for checking in and participating and all that. Thanks again. Let's go to Wade, Victor Alpha 3, November Charlie Alpha.
VA3CZ, VA3MCA, thanks for doing it again. Yeah, I guess the snow is maybe not going so easily into the night, but we'll see what it looks like tomorrow. But thanks for doing it again tonight. And yeah, we'll catch you at one of the next nets as they occur through the week. Thanks again. VA3MCA back to net control.
All right, very good. Well, Wade, you can always think of the weather for tomorrow morning like a Cracker Jack box. There's a surprise in every box. Thanks, Wade. Always a pleasure. How about Noel? Are you by the radio? VE3KDT. Last round, Noel.
Yeah, I'm here. Actually, let me reach over and turn down the volume too. Sorry. Yeah, we'll say 7-3. Thanks for doing the net. Didn't really have any story or anything else. I think you got my thing about the car. So yeah, all is good.
Absolutely. I'm glad you enjoyed it, and I'm glad I thought of the question to ask everyone. And so I always like to have audience participation. Anyhow, you take care, sir, and we'll talk to you again soon. Thanks again.
Thank you. Yeah, 7-3 is VE3KDT.
All right, and I'd like to say thanks to Mark, VA3MHV, and Wayne from Mississauga, VA3 Fox Mike Bravo, and who else? There's someone else in there on the YouTube stream. Who is it? Let me check here. Oh, we had a lot of chats in here. Oh yeah, so with Mark, Wayne B, and Noel and Wade. Yeah, not that many people on the YouTube stream, but I'm sure a lot of people were watching. And we're doing pretty good with our YouTube stream. If you want, you could hit the like button. And so with that, let's go back to my list here. And we have Albert said goodnight. And let's see if Chris is still around. VE3RWJ. All right, let's go to the second Chris. Victor Alpha 3, Whiskey Papa Golf.
Yeah, this one's still kicking V3WPG, but not for much longer. Good night. Have a good evening, everybody, and we'll catch you on the next one. 73, V3WPG.
All right, Chris. Thanks again for checking in, being part of our net. Always a pleasure. And let's move over to Mac, VA3 IMW.
Very good, Chuck. Thank you very much for another entertaining evening. A great way to swoop into the downside of the week. So looking forward to the weekend. Oh my goodness, it's a long weekend. Family Day on Monday. Thanks again for mentioning the Simplex Net tomorrow night, 446-125 on FM for the Lake Ontario Radio Club. We'll look forward to everybody to be in there. 7-3s for the time being.
All right, Mac. And good luck in the morning. Next, let's see if Cal is still around. VA3 CDV. How about Dave? VA3 DCS.
Well, I am still around. Good net there, Chuck. Enjoyed a lot of the trivia questions. I didn't try to answer any of them because, I just kind of shared them out in my own brain. And normally I was kind of wrong on some of them. Yeah, 7-3. It's been a good night. My wife came in from shoveling the deck a little while ago and said it was raining out. So, looks at the camera here. I think it's transitioned back to snow. All right. Everybody have a great evening.
All right, Dave, you're absolutely right. I see now we have snowflakes and blowing snow coming down. So, yeah, absolutely. And my wife was just out shoveling. She just came home from work. So, very good, Dave. Take care, sir. Much appreciated. And, that's one of the reasons why I do the trivia. Get our brains working and participating. So it's all good. Thanks again, sir. I look forward to chatting with you again soon. How about Tomas, Mr. Retirement, newly retired, VE3 Charlie Echo uniform? All right. I think Steve already said it's 7-3 there. He might have his face buried in a bowl of cereal. Well, let's try. VA3, November, Fox 12.
Yeah, I already had the bowl of cereal there, Chuck. And as long as you're hearing me okay, the Quan Chang survived another bowl of cereal. What can I say?
All right. Good to know. Yeah, we should make a picture of a box of cereal with the Quan Chang right on the box there. That'd be funny. Anyhow, Steve, thanks lunch again. And you take care, sir. We'll talk to you again soon.
Yeah, very good. 7-3 to everybody. We'll talk to you later. VA.
All right, very good. So now I've got two Tom left. VE3MQ, Tom, are you still there? All right. How about Victor Alpha 3, Tango Mike? All right. That's it then. Before I wrap it up, let's see if there's any last-minute check-ins for the weekly Amateur Radio Exchange Group. This is VA CJ's.
You realize you call for the same Tom twice.
No, MQ and Tango Mike.
Oh, right, my mistake. I thought you were calling for Tom in Britain, Oklahoma. Sorry.
I said two Tom left, MQ and Tango Mike. But thanks, there's Mac. I do have a on occasion get mixed up, but so that tonight we had a total of 20 check-ins, and so it was a pleasure keeping you all entertained for the last couple of hours. And I look forward to doing that again next Wednesday evening, 8 o'clock, here on 146.430. So, like I always love to say, we'll be here same bat time, same bat channel. Until then, be safe and be kind to one another. 731 and all. This is VAB CJZ.